this active expression, ActivTip, we're going to look at some ways that you can ask questions with sorting, Likert, yes, no, or true, false using your active expressions. So first up is a Likert scale. This is a great way to ask a question to get a nice discussion going with your classroom. So the first question we have here is celebrities should have a right to privacy. I'm going to click on my express poll. We're going to go to a Likert scale. We're going to do a 5. And now my students can vote in. And again, in this case, I'll be playing the role of student, and I'm going to go with my answer. Now what's great is I could go ahead and paste these onto the page. We could talk about them as a group, get a nice discussion going. That's where Likert scales are great for. And then if students wanted to bring some points in but maybe didn't feel comfortable talking about it, we could actually have them text in their answers and then word seed it on here and put the for side and the against side. Or we could use our handwriting recognition tool. Some of the many ways we could use Inspire to go with a Likert scale question. Now another kind of question is sorting in order. And this can really help with higher order thinking skills. Now this example right here is a bit simple, but you can see that it might take a bit more understanding of this topic to understand this answer. And since you're using Active Inspire, the students can move the objects around on the screen to be able to touch and really see the difference between the angles. They could move them around and see the difference. Or we could always pull out our protractor to get the right answer. But to do a sort and order question, I'm going to go here, go to sort and order, and then we have A through F. Then I'll give a second for the students to respond, which again, the student is me. But I did really well in math and geometry. Thank you to Mr. Rainey, my sophomore year geometry teacher. Go ahead and send those in. And then like I said, we could go to our more tools, go to our math tools, pull out our protractor, and actually measure each of these angles, write the answers down, and then double check our work. So it's a great way to use Active Inspire with the sort and order question. Here's another page I got out of our template that's a great idea for sorting in order. I just pull these images out, and we could talk about the lifestyle of a fish, or the life cycle. I guess the lifestyle would go back to the celebrity question. I guess the lifestyle would be pretty wet and into swimming. But yeah, the life cycle of a fish. So we could go ahead and pull out B, pull this fish and say, where does he go? Where does this fish go? So again, another great sorting in order. Have your students go ahead and sort this in and put it into the life cycle. And then finally, we have the yes, no, and the true, false questions. So a yes, no question. How would you answer a question like this? Would your students like to use this technology to participate in lessons? Hopefully, the answer is yes. And finally, a true, false question. Active tips are a fun way to learn about teaching strategies in an active classroom. I hope you would say true. We could also ask, are active tips a great way to learn about the lifestyle of fish? And in that case, you'd have to say true, because I just talked about the lifestyles of fishes. Now finally, for all of these active tips that we've done with the active expressions, credits must go to Chris Stone. We've used many of his pages that were submitted by Chris Stone, so thank you to Chris. And finally, a lot of the resources we've pulled from the resource library in Active Inspire. So thank you to Resource Library Active Inspire, thank you to Chris, and thank you for watching the Active Tips. Enjoy.